Hi.
I miss seeing you in person.
I missed you so much too. And I hate seeing myself like this on this stupid Zoom.
Why? You look great.
Oh my God, it's driving me crazy.
Well, I mean,
My bangs are, go ahead.
I don't think we've ever spent this much time looking at ourselves.
No, which drives me nuts.
For me too.
And my bangs are down to like here, so I have to just keep pushing them back in a headband because I'm trying not to cut them myself.
I mean, that's a thing now. People are going like scissor crazy, aren't they?
Yeah. And I usually cut them myself a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I want them to grow out. I don't know. Like,
we're all making quarantine decisions right now, aren't we?
I know, right?
I know. It's crazy.
It is. Well, I texted everyone and reminded them, so hopefully we'll get people showing up.
Yes.
Jimmy texted me today. He's like, I can't make it. I'm like, what's up? He's like, we had a bat get into our house and we evacuated for a week. I'm like, that bat is like, you guys rock. You just gave me a house for a week.
Seriously, where did he go? To his parents?
He didn't say.
He's crazy.
They left the house for a week.
Oh my God. He is nuts.
Like, you are like the nicest bat people ever.
Well, and that's so Jimmy, isn't it? Jimmy wouldn't leave the house for a bat.
Like, we're just leaving.
If a stranger knocked on Jimmy's door and said, I don't have a place to stay, Jimmy would say, please live here.
Right. But a bat, he's like, no, we're out.
Right? I mean, have you ever been a person who would literally give anyone the shirt off their back?
No, and that's him.
100%, isn't it?
I can't tell you how much he has done for me over the past 3 years at Hillcrest.
He's the most genuine person in the world.
Yes.
He just loves people so much and just wants to do well for everyone, which is so great. Hi, guys.
That's my mom and my aunt.
Hi.
She's not connecting yet. This will be a while.
Take your time. We have not much going on.
Right?
Hi, Christine.
Hi. How are you?
Hello.
So
My
good to
sister Gail.
Hi, Gail.
Hello.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Love it. We forgot the wine, though. I bet Stacey's got it.
No, I don't.
Oh,
no.
I want to stay awake through this.
Oh, that's nice.
That's right. You've been outside all day.
2 nights ago, I couldn't sleep. So I was literally awake until 6:45 in the morning.
Sounds like me.
Couch and read all night.
And then you were in the sun all day.
So then, like, all day yesterday, I was fine. I got a normal night's sleep last night, but I am so tired tonight. I'm dying.
Oh my gosh. And you're an early sleeper in general too, aren't you, Stace?
Yeah, but quarantine has changed that a lot. Like, I've been up until 1, 2. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you should call
Usually
me and
I'm
play
better
games with me
or
at
not.
1 or 2.
I think everybody's just so out of whack.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Sorry. My teenage son had like 4 friends over today and hung out at my brother's pool.
Oh, nice.
We were out there for like 4 hours.
Oh
Lisa!
Hi.
Hi, stranger!
How you doing?
Great. So great to see your face.
You too.
Lisa, where's that baby?
Oh my goodness, she's sleeping. She's in the kitchen. Here, I'll come show you.
Oh, you have to show us.
It's gonna be loud. I told the kids and my husband, I'm like, stay in the other rooms.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Let me show you to you guys. She'll probably start crying.
Oh.
Let me see if I can turn my camera.
I hear a little voice.
Her.
You too.
I see. There she is.
Whoa.
She has little socks on her hands.
I love it.
She's beautiful.
There's Taylor with her.
good big sister.
She is the best big sister.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Oh, how old is she?
Thank you. I know she's been scratching at her face, so we have to put little socks on her hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
How
voice.
old is she?
She just turned a month on Sunday.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Isn't
Yeah.
that nice?
She's your little pig.
Now, was your husband able to be in the labor room with you?
Yes. They screened him just with like a temperature check, and then I had to get tested.
Good.
So yeah, he was able to go right in, which was nice. We were really nervous about that.
But
Sure.
you said he wasn't allowed to leave the whole time, right?
Right. Like usually like they can go into the vending machines or like go home and shower or whatever. He had to stay in the room the entire time with me. He wasn't allowed to leave at all.
Good.
Wow. How long did
Yeah.
they keep you?
They actually, I went in on a Friday morning to be induced, and then they kept me all day. She wasn't born until like Friday night around 10 o'clock. And they had said if she was born earlier, they would have let me go Saturday, like afternoon. But instead we had to stay till Sunday morning.
Wow.
Because more or less, not because of me and my condition, but like because they had to do some hearing tests and other tests on her. So that usually they let the baby sit for 24 hours before they do the hearing tests.
Oh,
So she wasn't able to get her hearing test done until like 11 o'clock Saturday night. And they were like, we're not releasing you guys, at midnight. There's no way.
What hospital were you in?
Lankenall.
Oh, nice.
good.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh my
Very
gosh.
nice.
So cute. I mean, what a crazy
Thank you.
do all that, right?
Yeah, it was totally crazy. Yeah.
Girls, what are you doing?
All right,
Those
Mom.
dogs are trying to get under the
Everyone
desk.
else
You're gonna have to shut that door.
Okay. Then you can come sit.
So Stacey, you guys live across the street from each other, right?
Yes.
Here, come on.
That's
And my
so-
brother, who has the pool, lives one house away from me.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Brendan was so fun. He
Oh,
finished
ow.
with his friends today, and he's like, "The best
Wrap me
day."
in mine.
Like, it was just such a good day. It was so nice, like that, just seeing some of his friends.
It probably felt normal to him for a little while.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Like they
Because
hung
it
out.
sure hasn't been.
They got lunch.
So you
Yeah.
guys basically have like a little compound in Springfield.
Yeah.
They were actually going to rename the street Owens Lane.
Yeah.
You should.
I
I
don't know
think
if
that's
everyone else would agree with that.
I think that's awesome.
It's wonderful. I'm sure they get very tired of me, but it's like a blessing,
They do.
especially since their dad died. It's a blessing.
Yeah. My girls tell me all the time, they're like, we just want to live across the street from their grandparents. So like that would be the best.
Oh,
Well, I think because they're treated like queens when they go there.
Right.
Yeah. Anytime my kids want like fast food and I say no, they just go over and ask her.
That is
Jumps
so
right
great.
in the car with them.
That is just so nice that you guys have each other like that, though. I think that's awesome. Good. All right, guys. Well, should we get started?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get started. And then,
Other people, so if they jump in,
yeah, this way, because I don't want to take up too much of your night, because I know, plus it's so weird now, too, that it's still so bright out. Like, I feel like this is so early.
oh, I love it.
Isn't it nice?
no,
So nice.
it's so nice.
Yeah,
It's been so nice to spend time outside.
Yes.
That's what I
And
like.
then I'm going to switch to share my screen to show you guys
Sure.
stuff. Not my 5th grade stuff, because that's been, right, Stace?
Yep, I'm with you on that.
Oh my gosh, what a bittersweet feeling too, Stacey. You probably feel like I do. Like I'm so ready to be done because I'm not meant to do my job online.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel so bad ending like this.
I know. It's so like it's a strange feeling.
Yeah, so weird. All right, so we will bypass pandemic talk and stuff and all that kind of stuff, and we'll just talk oils for a little bit instead to switch it up. All right, so, all right, guys, so this is me and my team, I like to call them. These are my girls who are, Maddie is 14 and Jane, it will be 11 tomorrow. It's her birthday.
oh,
And they are going into high school and middle school next year.
wow.
Good.
And I just started using oils probably when Jane was in 1st grade. And I didn't really know they could do anything. I just used them because I thought they smelled really great. And everyone came to my house and said it smelled like a spa. And that made me feel good. So then I wanted to use them more. And from there, I started to learn about what they could actually do. I didn't think they had any like physical or emotional benefits. I just thought they were like an air freshener. And I started to read stuff and research. And you guys, I got really overwhelmed because there is so much information out there about which oils do what and what to mix together. And there's so many oils that I just got super overwhelmed, and I wanted to find someone to talk to who used oils. And no one I knew was using them. My friends, my family, no one that I worked with were using oils at all. So I kind of had a hard time finding someone. And I found some girls who live in Havertown, which is where I live, and they were using oils, and they were doing these free public classes. So I stormed into one of the classes, and I asked a million questions. I had my hand up the whole time, like, what about this? What about that? And I started to learn so much. So I started teaching these classes because I felt really overwhelmed when I first got started, and I don't want anyone else to feel that way. So I like to do these classes just to kind of teach people the basics and be a person that you can talk to and ask questions to, so you don't have to go flipping through a book. So that's the gist of why I do this. I just like making things easier too, guys. Like, I learned so many different tricks and tips that I didn't have to deal with, little annoyances that I'm sure a lot of us deal with, like not sleeping well, or having chronic pain, or hormone fluctuations and allergies, and all the stuff that we deal with on a daily basis that we just deal with. And I kind of had the attitude, like, it is what it is, right? What are you going to do? You have allergies, or I have headaches all the time. And I didn't know it could be this easy to fix it. So once I learned how to fix it for myself, I just couldn't stop telling other people ways to make their lives easier. So that's kind of where this came from for me. So we're going to just do 3 things today. This is like our goals for the class. I'm going to teach you guys 3 cool things about oils, 3 ways to use them, and then how to get them into your house if you're interested in doing that. So this is like a very overall basic introduction to not overwhelm and to make things very easy for everyone. And if you guys have any questions anytime, just totally interrupt me and just jump right in with anything that you want to ask about. Okay. Okay, so let's do the 3 cool things. All right, so the first thing about oils that I really want you guys to know is that they are 100% natural and safe. There's no side effects. There's no additives. There's no chemicals put in here. They are just completely pure things that come from plants. And they're super powerful. They're even more powerful than herbs. They're 50 to 70 times more powerful. For example, 1 drop of peppermint oil is the same as 28 cups of peppermint tea.
Oh, geez.
So a little tiny bit goes a really long way with oils. And I think that's really important to know, because you don't need a lot, just a little tiny bit. When I talk about these, though, I only talk about doTERRA because doTERRA has what's called certified pure therapeutic grade oils. They go through insane amounts of testing, not just from doTERRA, but from outside companies too. So you can ensure that whatever you're getting in that bottle is 100% pure. They partner with Johns Hopkins and St. Elizabeth and Vanderbilt, and they've done tons of studies with all different types of medical institutions to really validate their oils. So I think that's what makes this a little bit different than some other oils you may see in other places. 1 oil I wanted to talk about right away is peppermint. And I think this is a great one right now because it's starting to get hot and we're liking to sit outside, but my daughter came in today and she's like, it's so hot out, I'm dying. And I'm like, no, it's just an average temperature actually. But we just rolled a little peppermint on the back of her neck when she came in, and within minutes, she felt so much better. Because putting peppermint on the back of your neck or on your spine will instantly reduce your body temperature. So you could also use it if you have a fever or if you have a headache. And another cool trick about peppermint is that it's a natural insect repellent. So I know a lot of houses are having ants and other bugs that start kind of creeping in at this time. So if you just take a spray bottle with water and peppermint and spray like the door where you think they're coming in from or the window, it will naturally deter them from coming in. So that's a little peppermint trick. The second cool thing about essential oils is that they're more effective than modern healthcare. So I'm going to kind of explain how this works. So if we think about like your cell, like a cell of your body is like the fist, right? And the outside of our cell has an oily membrane. So what is hard about a lot of medicine is that most medicine is water-based. So a water-based medicine can't get through that oily membrane to get into the cell, which is where essential oils are different. So if we think about sicknesses that we get, if you had, say, like a bacterial infection and you went to the doctor, what would the doctor give you for a bacterial infection?
An antibiotic.
Right. So you take an antibiotic, it would take like what, like 7 to 10 days, right? For that to get through your system. You'd wait the 7 to 10 days. And in those 7 to 10 days, a lot of times the antibiotic really wreaks havoc on your gut and messes up the natural chemistry of your gut. And then, you have to kind of repair that afterwards. Now, what if you went to the doctor and you had just a really bad cold or even a flu? Obviously not the kind of flu that's going around now, but like the regular one. What would the doctor say then?
Wait it out.
Yeah, right? Not much. They would just say, sorry, just go home and rest and drink lots of liquids. And, in a week or so, you'll feel better. Well, here's where essential oils come in as more effective. Because essential oils are oil-based, they can get through the cell membrane. And they can penetrate that, and they can make a difference in those situations where regular medicine wouldn't have an effect. So if you start to feel like you have a cold or you feel flu-like symptoms and you take On Guard and frankincense and oregano or melaleuca, all of those together are going to work and actually get inside the cell, and they're going to stop the process of what was happening to you. Which is why when you start to use your oils, when you start to feel sick, you stop it so much faster than if you just kind of waited it out the way the doctors kind of tell you to. So that's the second thing, is that it's way more effective than modern healthcare. On Guard is our best immune boosting oil. I mean, we had it where it was like, we had, I think you could only order like 1 or 2 at a time for like the past few months, because everybody was ordering it because it naturally helps to boost your immune system. So this is the kind of oil, if you diffuse it, it's gonna kill all the germs in the air. If you put it on your skin, it's gonna get into your bloodstream, and it's gonna help your immune system to be stronger and to fight off anything that comes your way. And it's just really good for cleaning in general. So you can use it to clean your floors, you can use it to clean your countertops, your bathroom. I mean, the sky's the limit with On Guard in terms of cleaning. It's the best. All right, and then the third cool thing, let me move my little thing up here. The third cool thing is that essential oils are actually more affordable than traditional medical care. So let me kind of explain this a little more. I'm gonna move you guys up this way. I hate when I can't see people when I do this. I feel like I'm talking to myself. That's why I always move people around. All right, so let's talk about healthcare stuff. So if you were to go to your doctor and you had a copay, what would your copay be if you just had to go for a regular doctor's visit, like a sick visit? What would your copay be? I think everyone's on mute.
$30.
Yeah,
30.
20 or 30.
Okay, so like $20 or $30 would be the copay, right? And if you got an antibiotic, how much would that cost about?
Another 10 or so.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So you would say we're already at like $40, right? For the combination of the two. So if somebody in my house, and this actually just happened, she had, my daughter started to come down with what looked like pink eye during this pandemic. Her eye was goopy, it was itchy, and it was red. And I thought to myself, the last place I want to be right now is at urgent care, getting drops or at your pediatrician for a pink eye. So I thought to myself, what could I do? I went and grabbed lavender and tea tree, and we put it all down here underneath her eye and above her brow bone. I applied it like every 2 or 3 hours. We did it diligently for a day. The next day, it was totally cleared up. The pink eye was gone. It cost me like 60 cents, basically. You cut down the number of drops that I put in, as opposed to the $40 that it would have cost me to take her to urgent care for that.
And
Now, I'm not saying there aren't situations where we're going to go to a doctor. Of course, if something more severe happens to myself or the kids, we're going to go see a doctor. But it's way more affordable for all these little tiny things that come up to just grab your oils and to use that to address it instead. So that saves so much money. Not to mention, if we were in the real world and not pandemic world, you would have to take off time from work. You would have to miss time from your job. You would have to pay for gas to get there and get back, and the whole annoyance of it, really. So when we talk about affordability, it's money affordability, and it's also time affordability. I love that I can just grab something off the shelf and I can help them right away. I don't have to make a big production about things. So I think about the affordability in both ways, financial and time, because our time is very valuable, and I feel like we waste a lot of it doing things that we don't necessarily have to do. So really, you could save hundreds of dollars a year in medical costs. I mean, me personally, my girls haven't had a sick visit. What do we knock? I'm like knocking wood and crossing fingers now. In 3 years, they haven't had to take an antibiotic or been on or had to go for a sick visit because we stay on top of it this way. One of the best oils, one right here, is lavender. We call lavender like the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because it basically does so many different things. I think of it like the Windex in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. You know how the dad in there is like Windex on everything? We use lavender for everything. Lavender is going to help calm your mind. It's going to help with your anxiety. It's a natural antihistamine. So I know right now a lot of people are suffering from allergy season and the pollen is heavy. Diffusing it or putting it on your skin is going to help like a natural antihistamine. It's going to reduce all that itchiness, which is why it helped my daughter's eye so much for the same reason. So that's it. Also bug bites. So any kind of bug bite that you have, if it's a mosquito bite or just any kind of like itchiness, just put a little lavender on and you're good to go.
Now, Christine.
Yeah.
Can you dilute it? Can you put it in like coconut oil and some drops, or does that take away the effectiveness of it?
No,
Obviously.
no, that actually helps it. It helps because when you dilute it with coconut oil, it makes it easier for your skin to absorb it. And it actually will help to like hydrate your skin while you're doing it too.
So like if you had a roller and you filled it with coconut oil, how many drops would you recommend putting in for something like that?
Well, that would, I mean, I guess it depends on who's using it and what they're using it for.
Okay.
So if you were making a roller of like, let's say just lavender, and you were going to use it for all the things, like a calming, bug bite, antihistamine, I would put between like 15 and 20 drops probably.
Okay.
And then I always tell people to kind of pay attention to how you feel after you use it. Because some people, they only need like 5 drops and they feel like, oh, I feel the effects, I'm good. Where other people might need a little bit more.
Okay, good, thank you.
Okay, sure. That's a great question. All right, so those are the 3 cool things. Super safe, more effective than modern healthcare, and crazy affordable. Because I don't know about you guys, I'm looking to save money wherever I can lately. All right, so now we're gonna do the 3 different ways that you can use them. Okay, so the first one is aromatically. So if you guys just grab onto if you pinch your nose, like right around here, if you guys hold on to that part, which would look kind of ridiculous, don't we? But right here is called your olfactory nerve. All right, so if you guys, right there that's the major nerve that sends a message from your brain to all the rest of your body. Now, some people are like, oh, oils are kind of hokey. It's like snake oils. You just think that they're working, right? And I'm going to kind of disprove that right now because a lot of people, when they go to the dentist, if they need to get some kind of procedure done, sometimes they give you Novocaine, right? But what do they also sometimes give you?
Like a cinnamon oil.
Or what would they put on your face so that you didn't have to feel the procedure?
Novocaine.
Yeah, and you could do Novocaine or like laughing gas, right?
Oh, okay.
Lord, yes.
So think about it this way. When they put the laughing gas mask on their patient, within what, 30 seconds, the person's loopy, you know, they all of a sudden they're feeling good and they don't feel anything. And then they're ready to either, you know, give them the Novocaine or do whatever it is. And I think that just shows the power of the olfactory nerve, because that laughing gas sends a message to the entire body and it sedates everything and just makes you feel so loose within seconds. And essential oils do the same thing. So they can get into your olfactory nerve and into the limbic system within seconds. And then they send messages throughout the rest of our body to help us handle physical pain, stress, anxiety, all the things, because it's all in connection together. So one oil that I think is amazing for aromatic use is wild orange.
Oh, I love it.
You guys love wild orange?
Yeah.
It's basically like happiness in a bottle. I mean, you just smell it and it just smells so good, and it actually triggers different chemicals in the brain that release different chemicals that help you feel better, that make you feel more optimistic, that it can help fight depression, it can help fight anxiety, it can help just increase mood, and it cleanses the air too. So double perk. All right, so that's why
And
aromatic.
if you diffuse it I was going to say, if you diffuse it with peppermint, it wakes you right up in the morning. It's awesome.
You're so right, Stace. It's like better than a cup of coffee some days. It just like gets you going.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Yep.
then with the aromatic way, you can either just smell it from the bottle. You can put a few drops in your hand and like breathe it in, which I never really did a lot, honestly. I think because we were at school so much. But now that we're home a lot more, I'll find myself just putting a drop in my hands and just stopping to breathe it in. I think it's a nice thing to do to kind of pump the brakes when you feel like you're getting anxious or your mind is spinning, to be like, let me just stop and breathe this in for a second. And then, of course, diffusers, which I think everybody here has diffusers, right?
No.
No, not yet? Okay.
Not yet.
Yes.
Well, diffusers are just like a little machine where you add water and then you add a few drops of oil and it creates a little mist into the air, and it will just make the whole room smell like whatever you want it to smell like. And it's a really
I've got mine running, so I'll show it to her as soon as we're done.
Oh, good, good. All right, the second is topical, which Pat was talking about. When you use the oils topically, you put them on wherever you feel like you need them most. So if you had, let's say you had like shoulder pain from something, you would put it right on where the pain is. Or if you had a headache, you'd put it right on your forehead or on your temples. If you had a stomach ache, you might put the oil right on your stomach. So wherever you're having like a localized discomfort, that's the best place to put it topically. In addition to that, the bottom of the feet. Bottom of the feet are always the way to go because the pores there are bigger and your body will absorb it better and it will get it to all the places that it has to go to. And if there's an oil that you don't really like the smell of, the bottom of the feet is a great place to put it because you'll get the benefits, but you won't have to smell it in as much because it's all the way on your feet. We talked about the dilution. So you do want to add fractionated coconut oil, especially if you have sensitive skin. Because it's going to do, you're still going to get the same benefits, but it won't irritate the skin because some oils are hotter than others. So like oils like cinnamon or I think On Guard is kind of spicy because there's cinnamon in that. Oregano is a really hot one.
Oregano is very hot.
And even deep blue. Like deep blue has a lot of cooling agents to it, but I feel like it can be really strong too. So it's one that's good to dilute. So Pat, all the samples that I gave you, I put a little bit of fractionated coconut oil in there already.
Oh, okay.
This way, to use it topically, you can just tap it right out and you're ready to go.
Great. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, and then the last way you can use it is internally. And this is what makes doTERRA super different than a lot of the oils that you may see in stores and other places, is that doTERRA doesn't just, say that you can use it internally. It's suggested that you can use many other oils internally to get the benefits of it. And the way you can use your oils internally are just a drop in your water. You do want to be careful when you use oils in water because you want to use, not plastic, that's the opposite. You want to use stainless steel, glass, or ceramic. You don't want to use plastic because the oils will mix in with the plastic and start to deteriorate it, and then you'll ingest that. So like I use like my metal water bottle or just like a glass, and you can just put a drop right in. If there's some oils that you don't like the taste of, but you want the internal benefits, we have little veggie caps, which are empty pills that you just open up and put a few drops in, and then you can just take it that way too. Lemon would be a great oil to use internally and to put in your water because it's going to help to detox, and it's really great for the respiratory system too. And I know right now with everything that's going on with COVID, and people really want to protect their respiratory system since this virus is really attacking that I feel like adding lemon oil to your water is a really great way to help just kind of build up your respiratory system during this crazy, insane time. All right, do you guys have any questions about the 3 different ways, or does that sound good? Okay, great. All right, so let's talk about some oils in particular. All right, let's start with lemon.
Yeah.
My sister likes to call this the most magical oil of them all. She called me the other day and she's like, which oil do you think is the most magical? And I was like, that's a big question right there. But I knew that she called me to ask me that because she in herself wanted to tell me what she thought, because that's what sisters do, right? So she thinks that lemon is the most magical oil because it does so many things and it's very inexpensive. It's about $10 a bottle. The bottle is 15 milliliters, so there's 250 drops in there, so it's gonna last a very long time. It cleans anything, like price tags that you can't get off a dish that you bought at the store, or any kind of sticky residue, or if somebody runs a Sharpie marker on your wall, it will seriously take off the Sharpie marker. It's that powerful. It's also really helpful for allergies if you use it with peppermint and lavender. So the combination of peppermint, lavender, and lemon is basically the same thing as like taking a Zyrtec. So if you wanted to go a natural route for that.
Yeah, I can attest to that because I took allergy pills forever.
Yeah, that's true.
And when I started taking these 3 oils together, I was able to stop my allergy pills.
Wow.
That is so great. And you took them for years, right?
Yeah, a lot of years and year round. And
now
this has helped tremendously.
Do you still have to use this year round, Stacey, or can you use it more so when it feels like it's aggravating?
No, I use it more seasonally now.
Okay.
I don't use it year round.
That's awesome.
Yep, it is.
Do you combine them and roll it on, or do you ingest it?
No, they actually, doTERRA sells veggie caps that already have the 3 oils in it.
Oh, okay.
So I take them, and my youngest son takes them too, Brett.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are called Tri-Ease, and they're so easy because they already come packed up with those 3 oils in them because they know that they're allergies. So they're awesome too. All right, next up we have frankincense, which is this is such a powerful oil. And I know that sounds so cheesy to say, but like I love this oil so much because of that. We call this guy the king of essential oils because it is so potent and it has so many amazing health benefits. I love it the most for anxiety and for depression and any kind of, mood struggles, because it works so well with the brain to help balance out naturally any of those kind of struggles. Frankincense is also really, really great for the skin. So it will naturally help to tighten the skin and will help to boost collagen. If you just have your moisturizer when you wash your face, if at night or in the morning, and you just add 1 drop to your moisturizer and rub it in, it really does wonders for the skin. And it also helps with dark spots or any kind of like scarring. It's really great for healing that as well. It just helps your cells perform at like the top-notch level. And if you mix frankincense with any other essential oil, it will help to amplify it. So it kind of like turns up the volume on anything else. So a lot of times when people are making rollers, they might add just a drop or 2 of frankincense in their rollers because they know it's going to make the combination just that much more powerful. All right.
Christine, just for the people who are just starting, it says ATI next to frankincense. Can you explain what that means?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out, Stace.
Yeah.
So the ATI has to do with the 3 different ways that you can use it. So frankincense is an oil you can use aromatically, topically, and internally.
Right.
So when you get your oils, you'll get a book that will tell you about every single oil, and next to each oil, it will give you that symbol. So you'll know if it's one you can add to your water or if it's one that you're just going to use on your skin and in your diffuser. That was really good to point out, Stacey. Thank you.
On the bottles, it also tells you if you can ingest it or not.
It
Yeah.
does. On the bottle, if you can ingest it, it will say supplemental facts and it will give you a serving size. And if it's one you can't add to your water, it's just going to say ingredients. And that's how you'll know which one you can do.
And again, if you're using this for like a dark spot, you wouldn't use it, you would dilute it, or you wouldn't use it at full strength, or you would?
You know, for this one, I would not dilute it personally. I feel like frankincense is super mild. So this is one you obviously can dilute it, but I don't like to dilute with fractionated coconut oil on my face, especially because I feel like sometimes the coconut oil will clog the pores.
Yeah.
So for frankincense, I would just put a little bit on my finger and just rub it in wherever it is.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. All right, next up we have Digesten. This is a blend, so it has a whole bunch of different essential oils in there. And what this one does is it helps with any stomach issue that you will have. If you are bloated, if you are constipated, nauseous, diarrhea, seriously, any stomach problem that you have, Digesten will solve it in minutes. This would replace Tums, Pepto. People who have IBS use Digesten instead of whatever kind of medication they were taking before. Now, this oil, you can use it in 3 ways. I don't know anybody who really diffuses it because you really wouldn't get the benefits from diffusing it. This oil is best if you put it in a veggie cap or in your water, if you can handle the taste of it. It has a fennel taste like black licorice. So if some people aren't into that taste, it's better to just put it right on the stomach.
She's sitting here eating Good and Plenty, so I think she's into it.
Now you like Good and Plenty's?
I love them.
If you like Good and Plenty's, then Digesten will be right for you. Yeah, but it's amazing. Like I know a lot of people are struggling with different kind of food sensitivities like gluten or dairy, and it's a really nice oil to have on hand if there's that food that you know you want to eat, but you know is also going to make you feel pretty bad afterwards. It's a great one. And it's a great one too if you've had a few glasses of wine and you wake up the next day and you're feeling a little like not so hot. It's a little hangover remedy as well. But again, it's one of those oils that you have and it's going to save you the trip to CVS or just the discomfort. Like this is one of those things that like you don't have to have an upset stomach. You just can roll this on and you'll be fine. All right, next up is Breathe. Breathe is a blend oil too, but this one you cannot take internally. This one is only for aromatic or topical use. Breathe is the respiratory blend. So it's going to help with anything breathing related, asthma, snoring, congestion, cough, all of the things that affect your breathing. Breathe will do that. It will just help you to breathe. It's a really nice oil, I think, to put on at nighttime when you're going to bed, just to put a little bit on your chest. Because I feel like we all know that when you're breathing better, you feel more restful, like you can sleep better. For snoring, I know diffusing is really helpful, or putting it on the bottom of the big toe is a really great place to put Breathe to kind of help open up the airways for people who are snoring. So if anybody has any breathing struggles, that's it. And this is also good for allergy season too, because we get so congested during allergy season from all of the sneezing and nasal drip and things like that, that this helps open up the airways too. Okay. All right, so next up this is not one that's really in the top 10, but this is one that I always have to talk about because I just think it's amazing, is Clary Calm. Right, Stace?
Yep.
Lisa can speak to Clary Calm very well too, right, Lisa?
Yes, I can.
Lisa basically says that Clary Calm is the reason that baby's in the other room.
Yes, it balanced out my hormones last year completely, way more than I thought it was going to.
So this is what it does. It's a mixture of oils, and this oil is only for topical use. So you would only put this on either your abdomen, or we like to put it on our inner ankles because that's the pressure point that's related to the reproductive system. and it naturally helps to balance your hormones. So if you're, no matter which stage you're at of womanly life, it's for teenagers, people who are premenopausal, postmenopausal, all the things Clarycom can naturally help to balance with. And adaptive.
Another fave.
Oh, this is a new oil system that doTERRA just came out with in September, and it took them a few years to put this together because they put so much science and research behind it. This is basically the anxiety blend. This is a blend of oils that will naturally help your nervous system to just calm down. For those of you who, I'm thinking of prescription-based, like Xanax, or anxiety medication. It interacts with your body in the same way as that does without the side effects that Xanax and antidepressants would do. Some people use it with their antidepressants. Some people use it without. Some people use it to wean off. Some people just use it as a support in that too. I personally used to take anxiety medication, and I used frankincense to initially wean me off of it. Now I rely heavily on adaptive, especially during pandemic living, because this has 3 different components to it. So on the left here, you see there's capsules. So these capsules don't just have essential oils in them. They also have different things in them like ahi flower and GABA, which naturally helps to reduce your nervous system's reaction to stress. And then on the other side, we have the oil itself, which you can diffuse. And then there's a roller too that you can apply over your heart or on your wrists or the bottom of your feet, or any place that you like to smell it and just to get the benefits of it, to really just help you manage your stress levels.
And it's one of the oils I think smells the best out of all of them too.
It does, doesn't it, Stacey?
It really does.
And
I agree too. I completely agree with that. We diffuse it like every day while the kids are doing work.
Yeah, I diffuse it at bedtime a lot.
And it's a nice oil that you can use at any time. Like, I feel like we do have a lot of oils that we say are better for the day and better for night, where adaptive is one that you can use day or night. And it's not going to get you sleepy, really, it's not going to be like a sedative sleepy. It just gives you the sense of calm. Pat, I'm pretty sure I gave you a little sample of that.
You did.
I did. Okay,
Thank you.
good. I feel like now anybody who asks for a sample and they say that they're anxious, I'm like, you're getting adaptive, because everybody needs it at this point.
Now, you gave it to me. It's not in a roller. So did you put coconut oil in that also so I can use that? Okay.
I did, yeah. So Pat, are they hard to come out of those drams when you turn it upside down?
No, sure.
Do they come out pretty easily, or are the drops kind of hard coming?
No, that's not one. Oh, I don't have one right here in front of me. I'm not
No
sure.
worries. I was just curious because I just got a new batch of these little drams, and I tried to get one out after I sent yours, and I'm like, I had a hard time. I just didn't know. You may have to kind of like tap it onto your hand a little bit.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes with the little bottles, it just doesn't have that same drip factor as the big bottles do. So
Same drip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's adaptive.
That may answer another question. I wanted to know if you could buy those little bottles of the different oils. My one sister would like to try a couple, but she doesn't want to try, she would prefer to try a small bottle to see if it works for her before she buys a big bottle.
Well, you know what I could do too, Pat? If you want to connect her with me, I can send her a little package like I sent to you.
All right.
And depending on what differences, I hate to say issues. It makes people feel like they have issues.
Right. No, but you're right. Okay.
Whatever health issue she has, I can send her a little package like I sent you with a little reference book that she could try different things out.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sure. I'm like, we love sending things out. All right, so what I want you guys to do now is I want you to, this is a better way of saying it, concerns instead of issues, right? I want you to just think about your top 3 health concerns. The top 3 things that you would just like to not have to deal with anymore, things that are bothering you on a pretty consistent basis. So things like digestive concerns, sleep, anxiety, pain, respiratory, allergies. Just take a second to kind of think about which 3 of those things would you say are your top 3, or it doesn't really even have to be you. It could be people in your family that you want to help them figure out whatever it is that's going on with them. All right, and we'll get back to that in a second. Okay, so the one thing that I like to talk about with every single person that has a heartbeat is called the Lifelong Vitality Pack. This is a pack of vitamins, and it's actually doTERRA's best product, which sounds kind of crazy because we're an essential oil company, but our best product are the Lifelong Vitality vitamins. And what they do is basically they're going to help increase energy, give a better mood, and decrease pain and inflammation, which are 3 things that people in general tell me that that's something that they're kind of struggling with. So that's really what these do. They do all 3 of those things, and there's a money back guarantee. So they're the kind of things that if you take them for 30 days and after 30 days you don't feel better, you can just send back the bottles and you'll get every penny back. I don't know anybody who's ever returned it, who's ever said like, yeah, it didn't really do anything for me. Everybody who's taken it has said it's been so great for everything: sleep, stress, mood, the whole 9 yards. So I would just like to bring that up because it's a really nice foundation too. Because, you know, using your essential oils are awesome and it's really great support. But when I take these first, I know that I have like my foundational health is taken care of because I've got all my vitamins, my food vitamins, I've got all of my my fatty acids, I have my fish oils, I have my antioxidants, everything on a daily basis is taken care of. So I just feel like I'm taking care of myself when I take these. So I just like to share that with everybody because it's just a good foundation. And now we're just going to do the 3 different ways to, before we do this though, no, let's do this first. Yeah, we'll do this first. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like going back and forth with where I'm going with things. Like, So I told you guys we did the 3 cool things about oils, the 3 ways to use them, and then we highlighted some of the heavy hitting favorite essential oils. And then there are 3 ways that people typically get started. The first one is retail, which is the most expensive way. And it's not something that I suggest really anybody does because I don't like to waste money. And the only time you would really do retail is if like you saw essential oils and you were at like the chiropractor or at a spa and you wanted to grab a bottle because they're always overpriced. The second way to get them is through wholesale. And that's just kind of like a Costco card. So it's basically the same thing. You get a membership and then you get all of your essential oils at wholesale price. And the wholesale price is 25% less than the retail. So that's pretty good too. But the best way, and the only way that I like to get mine, is below wholesale. So the way to get your oils below wholesale is to get them either through the LRP system, like how Stacey does, or through different kits. So doTERRA has bundled together different kits, and the way that they're bundled together, they are way cheaper than if you were to get them individually. So here is where I come into this, because like I told you guys in the beginning, I like geek out on helping people. And when people tell me that, you know, their pain is gone or they use this instead of an over the counter, like it fills my heart with joy. Like I just love helping people with these oils so much. So anybody who decides to get started and they want to start with either a kit or a few oils, you get a ton of support. So we're not just going to hang you out to dry. And I never, and Stacey can vouch for this, I never mind text messages, phone calls, anything. Like I'm here to help whenever anybody needs it.
Yes, and I definitely vouch for that. I text her all the time, like, hey, I have a question for you.
And I love it. I love it. My sister's like, Christine, you would seriously talk to anyone who wants to talk about oils at any given time. I'm like, I would. I love it.
Or Brett has a question for you.
Oh, I love it. I love it when Brett gets involved, especially.
Yeah, Christine loves Brett. Yeah.
That was sweet.
As he was walking by, you were doing your spiel, Christine. He's like, make sure she tells about lemon and copaiba, and he's like rattling off all the ones he loves.
He's like a mini wellness advocate. I love him so much.
That's what I said. I said, you need to come on and do a little spot here.
Seriously, we need to get him in this. Yeah, so that's basically, you'll get a welcome packet from me. I always like to give people like empty rollers, recipe books, and we also sit down and talk about your personal health concerns. So like people who get started, I always hate when somebody gets some oils, and I don't want anybody to get oils and then have them sit there and be dusty and not get good use. So if we were in real life, I would say I would come to your house and we would sit down together and go through it. But since that's illegal, we would have to set up something like a FaceTime call or a phone call where we would go over things. So that's like a personal consultation that we do. In addition to that too, we have like our Facebook group, which is such a great community of awesome people who just love to help people and share ideas. And we have ongoing classes too. So every Thursday night, we have continuing education classes, which are like this on Zoom, and every week is a different topic. So this is only for like members to have access to, just as a way to support people and make sure that they're getting the most out of their oils and learning more. And it's just a nice little community too. So those are some ways that we help new people. Now at this point, and because we have a tiny group too, we really don't have, if you would like to text me and let me know what your top 3 health concerns are so that I have them. Or I know, Pat, we were talking through email, so we could email back and forth too if you wanted to do it that way. Totally up to you.
Who, me?
Yeah.
And your name, Pat?
Yeah.
Please let me look at yours.
And then this way, this is a really great way for me to kind of get in touch and to communicate with you about your specific health concerns.
All right, can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
If you told us to think about our top 3 health concerns.
Yeah.
If you want to try to work on each of them, and with all 3 of them, it says one of the ways to do it is take this combination and rub it on your foot.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tackle more than one at a time?
Absolutely.
You can.
Absolutely. And you know what? And what I do is when people get started and we do that consultation, I sit down with you and I set up like a morning, afternoon, and nighttime routine.
Oh, okay.
This way you keep track of what you're doing so that you don't feel overwhelmed, because I feel like sometimes when you look at the book and you think, well, I got to do this and I have to do that and I have to do that, and then it gets to be too much.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is I like to talk to people and then say, okay, if these are your 3 things for sleep, we're going to do this at night. And I type it all out for everyone. This way they know exactly what to do and when to do it.
Okay,
That's one of mine.
Okay. We hold your hand through the whole thing.
Oh, good.
Okay, so I wanted to show you guys some of the best kits, the ones that are all bundled together, because this is the best way to get started because you get more bang for your buck. They're way cheaper than if you got them individually, and they're even way cheaper than if you got them with a wholesale membership. So this one is called the Healthy Start Kit, and this comes with the Brevi diffuser. This is a really cute little diffuser. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's probably about like this big, and it runs for up to 10 hours. So it's a nice little diffuser, and it'll turn off and on. You could either do it from 2 hours, I think it's 2, 4, or 10. And it has a little light if you want to turn the light on. You don't have to, dealer's choice. But it's a nice little diffuser, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. And in this kit, you'll see it has most of the oils that we talked about tonight. It has Digesten for your stomach. It has oregano, which we talked about real quickly, but oregano is basically like a natural antibiotic. It has On Guard for immune boosting, Breathe for all your respiratory support, Deep Blue for all of your aches and pains, Peppermint, which like Stacey was saying is great for Wild Orange to wake you up. It's great to cool off the body. Lemon for cleaning or respiratory support. Lavender for literally anything. Anxiety, sleep, bug bites. Frankincense for brain health, for skin, for dark spots. And then tea tree, which we didn't really talk about tea tree much, but tea tree is also a really great cleaner. And it's really helpful to help boost your immune system too. So this kit, I always forget how much kits are, guys. Let me see. This kit is $160 and it's $25 less than the wholesale price. And all of these bottles are 5 ml bottles, so they're a little bit smaller. There's about 85 drops in there, as opposed to the big ones, which have 250, I'm pretty sure. Right. Okay, so that's the Healthy Start Kit. Now, this is like a step up. This is the Healthy Essentials Kit. And this has a lot of the same oils as the last one, except for they're bigger. These are the bigger bottles. And there's a bigger diffuser too. This is the petal diffuser, and this holds more water, so it's gonna last a little bit longer. This is a great diffuser if you're having a hard time sleeping, because it will stay on all night long consistently. The Brevi turns off and on, but this petal will just keep going. This has a lot of the oils we talked about. It has Adaptive, which is that great anxiety oil, lavender, lemon. It also has Balance, which we didn't talk about. I feel like Balance was an oil we used to talk about all the time for anxiety until Adaptive came to town, and we were like, yeah, Balance. Balance is great too. Balance is a blend of different tree oils that really helps for anxiety, and it really helps just to calm like the overthinking of things. This one also has Peppermint, Breathe, Digesten, On Guard, Deep Blue, and it has Copaiba,
which is awesome.
Oh my gosh, Stace, how do you like to use Copaiba?
For any kind of body aches or pains. I know I always talk about Brett with my oils because he is like my biggest oil freak in the house.
Yeah.
Because he plays soccer and he's always sore and achy. We have recently gotten the Copaiba gel caps, and he will come in from practicing if he's hurt himself and immediately reach for them.
Oh.
And within minutes after taking them, he's like, oh, that feels so much better. Like, he loves the Copaiba gel caps. And I use them like if I hurt myself, like one morning before school, I fell and I put just a drop of Copaiba under my tongue that morning. And I did it for like the next 2 mornings and felt great. Like, I really think it helped so much.
That is amazing.
I even put them in my dog's water bowl because he has trouble with his hips and stuff. So either in his water bowl or his food.
Really? And you can give it to dogs?
Some of them are fine for dogs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Bailey has been doing Copaiba for a while.
Oh, Stacey, that is so awesome. I love that Brett is reaching for this instead of like Tylenol or Advil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. That and the Deep Blue rub he goes for before any kinds of medication.
And it's just supporting his body in so many ways, right? Like the Copaiba is just cutting down all that inflammation, not just masking it. So that makes me happy.
Yeah. Oh, mine too.
That's so great.
Yep.
Okay, so this
just move in with you, Christine.
Oh,
he needs to move in with you.
I would love it. So this kit is, I don't have the exact price on this. I know it's $90 less than wholesale. I want to say it's $220. I don't know. I have to double check that for you guys. I'm not 100% sure what that one is. But I'll let you know later if that's something you're interested in. Okay, this is like for people who are like, I'm getting everything. This is like people who want to just oil their whole life is a natural solutions kit. This basically has every oil we talked about. It has the vitamins, the toothpaste, the shampoo, the conditioner, diffusers, the hand soap, the digestive enzymes, the probiotic. This is the kit when people showed this to me when I first started. I was like, you're crazy. Like, that's huge. And now I'm like, I have all of this stuff in my house.
Yep.
And this kit is like $250 less than wholesale. I could have saved myself a ton of money if I knew I was going to get this addicted. Right? I feel like, Stacey, you're probably the same way. I feel like all this stuff is in your house now.
Yes.
So that's the Natural Solutions Kit.
I'm laughing because I honestly don't think there's anything there that I don't have.
Right? But it is really nice too, the way that to chip away at it, because what Stacey does and what I do is like we order what's called the loyalty rewards program, which is something that I get into people if they decide to start, but it's a way to order and slowly build on things and earn points for free products too. So it's a really great system to help people get started. And then there's a little kit called Simple Solutions, and Simple Solutions has the Deep Blue Rub, Lemon, On Guard, and Serenity, which is a nice little starter package. And this is a great one to customize and to add on adaptive or other little oils that you kind of wanted to try. It's like a little mini kit too. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting what month it is. So it's
no wonder.
Seriously, like
I don't even know what day it is.
I wasn't remembering days. Now I don't even know what time it is.
Right? Somebody said today, they're like, I wrote down 2019 because I think I should still work. You know?
I'd go back to that.
So there are 2 special kits that are only for this month. The kits we just talked about before, they're available all the time. Whenever anybody wants to get started, they're there. These are 2 special kits that are only available during the month of May. The first one is called the Protect Kit. And it comes with a petal diffuser, On Guard tea tree, Purify and bergamot, and the On Guard spray, and that's $125. And then
sprays hand sanitizer.
Oh my gosh, which still, Stacey, that still has a one limit, which is a bummer. I really don't do that. Which stinks. And then the other one is called the Respond Kit, and the Respond Kit this actually has a lot of the oils we talked about tonight too. It has adaptive, breathe, copaiba, frankincense, lavender, lemon, and peppermint for $150.
That's a great price.
That is a really good price because you guys, frankincense alone is $70 wholesale. So to get it all together is really awesome. Okay. And then we also do like little gifts for our lovely friends like Stacey, who are so kind to host classes. We always like to reward our hostesses for letting us, for sharing their friends and family with us. When we teach classes, we like to give them little gifts for having us and for connecting us with people, because it means that you trust us, and that means a lot to us. And usually there are 3 types of people, and we like to just talk about this quickly at the end, who are interested in these classes. The first person is somebody who just like really wants to live like a wellness lifestyle. They want to do things in a more natural way and get away from the chemicals and medication. And the way that we help those people is by giving them all kinds of ongoing education and support. So that's through me, that's through doTERRA, that's through our Facebook group. The second kind of person is the person who is thinking like, oh my gosh, I want to get this for my sister. My friend, needs to take this because she can't sleep at night. And my grandkids, they have a hard time focusing. I can use oils for them. And that kind of person can get their products paid for and basically get free healthcare if you're going to use your oils for that purpose by, sharing products with other people. And then the last person is somebody who's like, I just want to do this. I want to teach people about this, and I want to make an income from that. And doTERRA supports that person through compensation too. So I just like to share about that at the end, just, to share where we're going with it. And that is the end of the sharing part of my screen.
That's great.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
so much.
thank you.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Do you guys have any questions or anything specific that we didn't talk about?
No, what if you have a specific thing that you want? Like
One of the oils.
like I have trouble at night with my feet are like, I don't know what they're like, but it's uncomfortable, and my legs sometimes.
Is it like a restless leg syndrome almost?
Right, but it goes to your feet. It's
Is it
almost
like a neuropathy too?
It's like neuropathy. Is there something specific for that?
I think there's a few different things for that you could try. I would say Deep Blue is always a great one to try first.
Deep blue?
Deep Blue would be good for that.
Oh.
And copaiba would be great for that too.
I've got that down.
And a lot of times with the different conditions, there's going to be a lot of different oils that could help with it.
Right.
And the way we do it is you kind of try one or two first and see what works for you.
Okay.
Because these oils have like intended uses, but different people will work differently with those.
Okay.
So for example, like lavender, like let's do peppermint. Like peppermint is really good for headaches, right? So for me, peppermint might work well, but like for Stacey, she might like past tense better because that's something that works better with her body.
Right.
Yeah. So I kind of equate it to like over-the-counter pain meds, like how some people like Tylenol, some people like Advil. There's going to be a couple things that would probably help with that. I would say start with Deep Blue and Copaiba.
Okay.
And then, kind of see how that goes. And then there's other ones to try too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. That's a great question.
And I have both of those if you want to try either of them.
You're kidding.
Nope. I have all of them.
Stacey basically has every oil.
I don't have rose.
What was the first one?
Deep Blue.
Captiva and Deep Blue.
I don't think I have either of them, Stace.
No, probably not.
No.
But Stacey does.
Yeah, Stacey's got everything.
They live right across the street from me, Lisa. So
That's right.
easy access.
Thanks.
I'll be running them over as soon as this is done.
Good.
I've already got your oils here in my bathroom.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah.
I love it.
And this little book is pretty a pretty good example of what you need for specific things.
Yeah, it's great.
Because I was looking through.
That's
I
a
just
great
haven't had a chance to pour over it yet.
Well, yeah, and you know what? That will tell you a couple different oils for each thing, and it doesn't mean you have to use all of them.
Oh, okay.
So, like for instance, for like I said, for headaches, it might say lavender, peppermint, deep blue. That means you can pick any of those.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you had to use them in a combination of all three.
Yeah.
No, those are just 3 different ones that could help you with that.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
What if you see that there's 3? Can they be made into the capsules?
Some can,
Or
yeah.
is that not something that you can order specifically?
Well, you mean the pre-made capsules?
Yeah.
There's only certain things that are pre-made. Like Copaiba pre-made capsules would probably be great for you if you're having that kind of pain and inflammation. And those already are made in a bottle that you could just take internally.
Okay.
And then for others that aren't pre-made, we have empty veggie caps that are just empty pills that you open up
Okay.
and then you put your oils in and you can take it that way too.
Yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yeah, that way you don't have to taste the oil.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
oregano.
There's so
Yeah.
many medicines that I can't take because of my kidneys that
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least these are natural.
right.
Yeah, you're not aware of any problems. Like she has one kidney and it's not a good one.
No.
You're not aware of any problems of taking this natural oils with that kind of a situation or condition, are you?
I'm not, but I would say we would talk about them individually just to double check.
Okay.
Yeah, and I see the nephrologist every 3 weeks or so I can ask him if there's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what we typically say too is the same as people do with medication. Like if, you use it topically or take it internally and then you pay attention to how you feel.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And if you notice any kind of reaction or something to it, then something may have not agreed with. I don't know if anybody who has had a really bad reaction to anything internally, but we would definitely want to look into it just to make sure because of that situation.
That's right. I'd feel more comfortable too.
And I do know there are a lot of oils that can help support kidney health too.
Oh.
Just to help boost up, your kidney functioning in general.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, I want a list of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. We
So-
keep hoping that we're
Thank you.
offsetting dialysis. So I really appreciate your information.
Oh, my pleasure. And I'm always open to talk more and answer any other questions you guys may have.
Thank you.
We have tons of time now that we're in lockdown.
I know.
Nothing but time.
Yeah.
And Lisa, Digest Zen is great for baby bellies too.
For what?
For baby bellies.
bellies.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lisa, I was just thinking about that. How much easier is this going to be now that you have oils?
Oh, so much better. And everybody keeps saying, don't use that oil again, you know, the Clary Calm. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to use it again anyway.
That's right.
Because it helped me so much with cramps and with just regulating, I mean, my flow of my period. You know what I mean? It helps so much.
Wow.
Yep.
So,
Me too.
Wish I had it when I was younger.
Right.
my little guys.
Yeah.
Darn.
Aw. Lisa, I was just thinking
Well, you've
about
got now that you're older, so take advantage of it.
You want to talk about oils? No, you don't talk about oils tonight?
Hi, honey.
I have a son that loves oils too.
How old is he?
How old are you? Go ahead.
7.
That
All
parent.
right.
With everybody who's on.
Wow.
You couldn't see everybody else. Do you know what oils you use? Use them for what?
School.
For schoolwork, yeah.
Good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
so sweet.
That's been very nice.
You guys, this
Oh,
was
there's
great.
Matt.
Thank you so much.
We
Hi, Ty.
we should make a list of anything that we want and then email you.
Yeah, we could email or we could talk on the phone, whatever's best for you.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Good. Thank you.
If you want to email me and let me know when's a good time to talk, and then we can talk it out or whatever works.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was. Thank you.
Thank
Something
you.
to do.
Appreciate
I
it.
know. I was like, oh, I was like, I'm gonna take a shower because I have to get on the camera.
Other people's faces.
Yes, you guys
Told
made
me to wear my pajamas.
Well, she said wear your
It
pajamas.
said on the invitation, wear your pajamas, get a
Darn.
glass of wine.
it's a very laid back vibe over here, guys.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well,
Thank you,
so
Christine.
much.
Thank you, Christine, very much.
Do not
I
hesitate.
really appreciate it.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Thank
You
you
also.
too.
I was asleep.
Oh.
Me too. They're awesome, aren't they?
You had to tell you guys.
Aw.
Yeah.
She is the
Thank
best little
you.
helper too.
I
She
bet she
is.
is. I bet she's a big helper.
Oh, and she uses this. What do you use in the shower? Do you remember?
The shampoo of the oils.
And what else?
The conditioner.
Oops, it got dark in
Oh,
here.
the
There we go.
Shampoo.
And the conditioner, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
That's
are
her favorite.
Bless her heart.
And look at that beautiful hair she has
Yeah.
because of it.
gorgeous.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying her hair looks so long now and it looks so healthy. And I'm like, well, we're using the oil conditioner and shampoo. So
Good.
Wow.
Yep.
So good. Oh my god.
Bye. Number.
all right, you want to say bye, guys?
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.